Okay, part two of our 347 build. This is a very exciting build for me. I'm quite looking forward to it. Big fan of the 347. You know, that's the Windsor-based 302, right? You know, with the heads you can get nowadays, the aftermarket heads, these 347 kits, they're such a small, tight little package, and they can make nice power. And I mean, depending what you're doing, if you're building a little hot rod, say, you know, with an open hood or something, they're a beautiful looking engine. So I'm quite looking forward to this. So in the first video, we talked about how this thing came in buckets and pieces and stuff like that. The guy had some bad luck. So I managed to take all the boxes of parts, what we have, and figure out which one was engine one, which one was engine two. So as I mentioned earlier, engine one had a catastrophic failure. They warrantied it for him. It's a big, just a big outfit that builds crate engines. So yeah, they warrantied it. Good for them. The second one failed also, but it got a few more miles on it. So before I go ordering parts, before I go making a plan, I have to figure out why they failed. And so getting parts for it's going to be a bit of an issue. So I want to do like a one-time order parts deal. I don't want to have to sit here and fight and reorder and all that stuff. Plus, we have to know what's going on with this engine. Why is the thing failing? So, yeah, I'll just point the camera down. We'll go over a few things. Okay, engine number one, engine number two. That's the pieces I have. So, obviously, I think most of us know what happened here, right? Hope I'm in frame there, but anyways, you know, hypereutectic piston, and we know what that's all about, right? They didn't set the ring gap. Hey, pieces falling off it onto the floor. They didn't set the ring gap. Piston came up, the rings grabbed the cylinder wall. Rod went down, piston broke in half, stayed up top, kind of beat everything up. By the time things came to a rest, there wasn't much salvageable stuff in it. But before I go any further, I mean, I want to use these parts, make sure there's not another problem, make sure there's not another issue going on. So that's number one. We look at the other pistons, and the bearings and everything in it are beautiful. If we look at the other pistons, we inspect their rings, some of them look to be good. I'm sure you're not going to see that on there, but this one is this one's very chewed up. And it's not chewed up this way from debris going through. It's chewed up this way. So it was starting to grab and pulling down. As we pull our ring off, maybe we can even get it off of there. And again, you're not going to see this on camera. You just have to take my word for it. But it has just the original manufactured black finish in there. Those rings have not been filed at all. Unfortunately, we don't have the cylinder block or the engine block that came with this. He since threw it out. We could have measured, you know, we could have seen exactly what the clearance was on some of these. Okay, so on to engine number two. Again, so this one had a piston failure also. And I suspect the same thing happened. We're seeing on some of them similar marks on the rings. But more importantly than that, these rings are incredibly oil. And the carbon deposit on the top of the pistons and in the heads is, that's like 100,000 mile engine. And I know this guy had no miles on it. It's thick there. And it's not even like carbon. Just look at, I hope you can see it. It's just like this gooey residue everywhere. Also worth noting, you can see where the piston was just gently touching, or the valve was gently touching there. Anyways, and the grooves they're just full of oil. So the rings were totally gone on this. Now, before we go any further, he's a competent guy. He's a good mechanic. He's been hot rodding his whole life. This is not his first go around. He didn't overheat the engine. He didn't drive it without an air cleaner or anything like that. Didn't run it rich. Didn't run it lean. Didn't detonate it. Like I said, he's a very competent person. But if you look at the rings, you can see they're shiny from top to bottom. Now your ring is barrel shaped, comes out and it has a barrel. It rides on the outer edge of that barrel. These are riding all the way through. They are totally wore out. They are wore out like a 100,000 mile ring. And we have scuffing this way on the pistons, right? And we shouldn't have that. These things had no miles on them. What I think happened was they didn't clean the cylinder walls properly. And that's so important. We've talked about that in the past. Clean, clean, clean. So once you're done, you've had your engine board, you've had it honed, you've taken it home, you're going to assemble your engine, or if you're shop's building an engine, whatever, you don't stop at that. You got to wash them cylinder walls. You get in there with your high pressure water cell sprayer and all that kind of stuff. But when you're done, you got to get some hot, soapy water. And you got to clean with a brush them cylinder walls very, very well. Then you got to blow them dry. You have to get a nice, clean, lint-free rag, soak it in oil, whatever you happen to have. ATF is my preference because it's got a lot of detergent in it. And you start scrubbing them cylinder walls, and you'll be surprised how dark, how black that rag will be. There's still a lot of grit inside the machining of the cylinder wall. I don't think they did that. And it was just like a gritty valve grinding compound. And it just destroyed the piston skirts. It destroyed the rings. So having figured that out now, I'm fairly, confident and we know what happened to this engine. We can proceed. I just wanted to do a little bit of checking and share it with you guys before I go any further. It's going to take a while to get the parts for this. I need a suitable block. Hey, any of you guys have an EFI 302 block, or not an EFI, a roller cam 302 block? Get a hold of me. I'm looking for a block for this. So anyways, I guess that's it, right? Like I say, you got to, clean, clean, clean. You can't clean these things too much. And follow your manufacturer's specs. If you're building yourself an engine at home, you've come in, you've had me machine it. And you want to assemble it yourself, follow the manufacturer's specs. Hypereutectic pistons need more clearance. They need 40% more clearance. And, they come with a chart based on thousandths of inch per inch bore, all that kind of stuff. add another 2,000 to it. If you put 2 more 1,000 clearance on your rings, it's going to make zero difference. It's not going to smoke. It's not going to consume oil. It's not going to leak pressure. You're not going to lose horsepower. But if your 2,000 is too tight on your ring gap, that's what's going to happen. I mean, this poor guy went through 2 engines because of simple little things, and well, we're going to try to put it together and try to use what we can and you know, try to save him a bit of money. But okay, have a great day, everyone. Clean your engines, gap your rings, and see you out there.